Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where we discuss what does the oxygen sensor do in the car. And a common symptom of a bad car's oxygen sensor. Keep on watching. In a computerized engine control systems, oxygen sensors do an amazing job of keeping engines in good tune, minimizing emissions, and maximizing performance and fuel economy. To keep everything humming at peak efficiency, the computer needs good inputs from all of its sensors. The O2 sensors located in the exhaust manifolds provide the essential feedback for the fuel control loop that regulates the air and fuel mixture. On V6, V8 and V10 engines, there is one O2 sensor in each exhaust manifold. On 4 and straight 6 engines, there is usually only one O2 sensor in the exhaust manifold. Oxygen sensors read the amount of unburned oxygen in the exhaust. On most applications, the O2 sensor sends either a lean signal, too much air going into the engine and not enough fuel to burn it all completely, or a rich signal, too much fuel and not enough air, to the powertrain control module, PCM. The computer then adds or subtracts fuel to rebalance the air-fuel mixture. A malfunctioning oxygen sensor can cause a decrease in fuel economy, poor engine performance, increased emissions, and so on. Therefore, it is important to have the oxygen sensor checked and replaced if necessary, to maintain the overall health and performance of the vehicle. Today, we will see the most common symptoms of bad oxygen sensor. 1. Check engine light. A faulty oxygen sensor can trigger the check engine light on your dashboard. The check engine light is a warning indicator on your car's dashboard that alerts you to potential problems with your vehicle systems. When the oxygen sensor is faulty, it may trigger the check engine light to turn on. This is because the oxygen sensor plays a crucial role in regulating the fuel-to-air ratio in your car's engine, and if it's not functioning properly, it can cause issues with the engine's performance. If you see the check engine light come on, it's important to have your car inspected by a professional mechanic to determine the cause of the problem and address any necessary repairs. 2. Poor fuel economy. A bad oxygen sensor can cause your car to consume more fuel than usual. The oxygen sensor measures the amount of oxygen in the exhaust system and sends this information to the engine control module, ECM. The ECM then uses this data to adjust the fuel-to-air ratio for optimal combustion. If the oxygen sensor is faulty, it may send inaccurate readings to the ECM, causing it to adjust the fuel-to-air ratio incorrectly. This can result in a rich fuel mixture, which means that more fuel is being burned than necessary, leading to poor fuel economy. In some cases, a bad oxygen sensor can reduce fuel efficiency by up to 40%. Therefore, it's important to have your car's oxygen sensor checked and replaced if necessary to improve fuel efficiency and save money on gas. 3. Rough idling. If your car's engine is idling roughly, it could be a sign of a bad oxygen sensor. When the oxygen sensor is not functioning properly, it can cause the engine to run rich or lean, which can lead to a rough idle. A rich fuel mixture can cause the engine to run too hot and produce excess emissions, while a lean fuel mixture can cause misfires and a lack of power. The ECM relies on the oxygen sensor to adjust the fuel-to-air ratio for optimal combustion, so if the sensor is faulty, the engine may struggle to idle smoothly. Additionally, a bad oxygen sensor can cause the engine to stall or hesitate when accelerating, which can be dangerous in certain driving situations. Therefore, if you notice any rough idling or other engine performance issues, it's important to have your car checked by a mechanic to determine if the oxygen sensor is the culprit. 4. Misfiring. A bad oxygen sensor can cause your engine to misfire, which can result in poor performance and reduced power. Misfiring occurs when the fuel in the engine's combustion chamber fails to ignite properly, causing a disruption in the engine's firing sequence. This can be caused by a number of factors, including a faulty oxygen sensor. When the oxygen sensor is not functioning correctly, it can send inaccurate readings to the engine control module, ECM, which can cause the fuel-to-air ratio to be incorrect. This can result in incomplete combustion, leading to misfires and reduced power. If left unaddressed, misfiring can cause damage to the engine and other components, so it's important to have your car inspected by a mechanic if you notice any signs of misfiring. 5. Failed emissions test. A bad oxygen sensor can cause your car to fail an emissions test. During an emissions test, the amount of pollutants emitted by a vehicle is measured. The oxygen sensor plays a crucial role in regulating the fuel-to-air ratio, which directly impacts the amount of pollutants produced by the engine. If the oxygen sensor is not working properly, it can cause an incorrect fuel-to-air ratio, leading to increased emissions of harmful pollutants such as carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxides. This can cause the vehicle to fail an emissions test, as it is producing more pollutants than allowed by regulations. To pass an emissions test, it's important to have your car inspected and any faulty oxygen sensors replaced. 6. Exhaust smell. A bad oxygen sensor can cause your car's exhaust to emit a strong smell of gasoline or rotten eggs. When the oxygen sensor is not functioning properly, it can cause an incorrect fuel-to-air ratio in the engine. This means that there may be too much fuel and not enough air in the combustion process. As a result, unburned fuel can pass through the exhaust system and create a strong smell of gasoline. In addition, if the oxygen sensor is not working correctly, it can also cause an increase in the production of sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide gases. These gases have a distinct rotten egg smell that can be easily detected in the exhaust. If you notice a strong smell of gasoline or rotten eggs coming from your car's exhaust, it's important to have it checked by a mechanic. 7. Slow acceleration. A bad oxygen sensor can cause your car to accelerate slowly and feel sluggish. The oxygen sensor plays a critical role in regulating the fuel-to-air ratio in the engine, which directly affects the engine's performance. If the oxygen sensor is not functioning properly, it can send incorrect signals to the engine control module, which can cause the engine to receive an incorrect fuel-to-air ratio. This can result in a decrease in engine power and acceleration. When the engine is not receiving the proper amount of oxygen, it can cause the combustion process to be less efficient, leading to decreased power and slower acceleration. The engine may also struggle to maintain a consistent speed and may hesitate or stumble when accelerating. If you notice that your car is accelerating slowly or feels sluggish, it's important to have it checked by a mechanic. Do not ignore those warning signs as they can lead to more serious engine problems later. Make sure you take your car to a trusted mechanic for diagnosis and replace. Thank you for watching this video about bad oxygen sensor. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe and comment on my YouTube channel.